Yeah, and for weeks, search and rescue teams scoured the rubble looking for anyone still alive. The work was grueling and the outcome was tragic. Despite the hazards and trauma they experienced, the firefighters we talk with wouldn't change their experiences.
We had a fighter jet escort across the United States.
Rick Martinez and Arthur Gonsalves have been through a lot together. It's made their friendship strong over the decades.
You grow together in a unique way because you're faced with stress, sometimes life-threatening situations. And when you come out of it, you have a stronger appreciation for who you lean on, because that's what we work as a team. I've worn this hat since 1995.
Both retired from the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District. Martinez a chief and Gonsalves an engineer. Both have sons who now work at this same fire district, and both shared an experience they will never forget.
My wife called me on 9/11. She called me that morning and said, turn on the TV. We were just getting out of bed. I was at the station, and she said, turn on the TV, turn on the TV.
It's one of those days in history. If you're old enough, you know exactly where you were after the first tower was hit.
At about 6:45 in the morning, I received a page, very brief, that said a plane had struck the World Trade Center and to call the National Response Center, which I did.
As part of FEMA's urban search and rescue team, they both got the page to get to New York City. About 84 firefighters from the Sacramento region got on the plane with them at Travis Air Force Base. By the next day, they were all standing at ground zero.
The sky was kind of an orange-red hue. It was very surreal. It didn't look real, even though I was yards from its base.
My team and I walked around all of ground zero, and it took an hour and a half just to walk around the whole thing. And it was just, you just couldn't believe what you were seeing from any perspective.
Their job to find anyone still alive in the rubble, including hundreds of firefighters who had rushed into the World Trade Center just minutes after the first plane struck the North Tower. But sadly, they never found any survivors.
We removed a few firefighters' bodies, and that really just made you think of your families and everything else.
343 New York City firefighters lost their lives on 9/11. More than 2,700 people total died at ground zero after the plane struck the Twin Towers. Hundreds more were killed at the Pentagon and when Flight 93 crash-landed in Pennsylvania.
The world did stop that day, I think, and took a breath.
The recovery work was grueling and went on for weeks.
They had about 6 to 8 hours by them, to take care of sleeping, eating, and showering. And he was being generous. It really wasn't a shower. They were standing in a mop sink. 800 guys would line up for one sink, and it took us over a week, maybe 10 days to get portable showers.
Many 9/11 first responders are still dealing with health issues, from toxic contaminants, traumatic injuries, and physical and emotional stress. It's estimated hundreds more firefighters have died from exposure and trauma caused during their time on 9/11 and the weeks that followed.
They're not able to do the things that Rick and I are able to do now, to enjoy retirement and enjoy each other and everything else. Their lives and their families' lives were deeply changed.
Gonsalves and Martinez count themselves the lucky ones, with only minimal health issues. Despite the trauma they experienced and the terrible tragedy forever burned into their memories,
It's a bolt from 9/11.
they're grateful to have served at such a critical time in American history.
Sheer nature of firefighters, you want to help people. At times it's an overwhelming need to help people.
Now, before 9/11, Martinez and Gonsalves also served together at the site of the Oklahoma City bombing, searching for survivors through the rubble. They say that experience helped them during 9/11. Martinez also just got back from search teams in Lahaina, Hawaii, after the wildfire destroyed a town there. And their sons, both 10 years old at the time of 9/11, watched their fathers doing this great work. And both of them at that time were inspired to then follow in their father's footsteps. And they're both now at the same exact fire district where their father served. Pretty cool full circle moment.
It really is, and you consider the fact that they would have seen all of it, not just the heroism, but how difficult it was, the toll that would have taken. Their dads would have come home exhausted and emotionally tired as well, and sad, and still to find that as a source of wanting to help the next generation. It's pretty amazing.
Just a reminder of how many other people were called up to help out and go to New York. I mean, so many from our area, but also from across the country really to pitch in and help out. Good stuff.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.